Hey designers, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria and today we're going to talk about 2 different ways to make a pattern. Let's get into this. Hey designers, so there's 2 ways to make a pattern. It's flat pattern making and draping. What is flat pattern making? Flat pattern making is when you get measurements from a book or a person and you plot the measurements on a paper to make a pattern in 2D. What is 2D? 2D is basically the length and the width. You cannot see around it. It's just flat. What is draping? Draping is when you take a fabric called muslin and you pin it to the dress form. You make a pattern. And once you do that, you take it off, you lay it flat on the table, and you trace the design on a piece of paper, and it becomes a pattern. Now let's get into details about flat pattern making. To make a pattern from flat pattern making, you need to get measurements. Where do you get the measurements? There's 2 ways to get the measurements. One way is from a book. The other way is from a person. For beginners, I suggest that you get the measurements from the book because if you get measurements from a person, you are going to get confused. The reason why I'm saying that is if you don't have an understanding of where to get the measurements, what's the name of the measurements, and how to measure somebody, you are going to get the pattern wrong. This happened to me and other people when we first started. I'll give you an example. When I first started, I was taking the measurements wrong. Like the bust was correct, but this line right here was wrong and it was somewhere around here. So the lines wouldn't connect, and to make a pattern, the lines have to connect. Now let's talk about the book. All books have sizes from 0 to whatever number they want, and usually it's in 2s, as in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. But all books have their own measurements, which is called a measurement chart. This is one of the books. Then you have this book and this book and more. A lot of fashion designers use this book. Also, fashion schools use this book too. Don't get me wrong, I like this book too. Every book has different measurements. For an example, in this book, the bust measurement is 39 and the waist is 32. And in this book, the bust is 36 and the waist is 29. What is standard measurements? Standard measurements means that it's one size that won't fit nobody. Seriously. You actually have to tweak this pattern to make it fit somebody, basically. Once you do that, it's not standard no more. It becomes custom. For an example, this is a dress form. Her name is Classy. What? I was going to introduce you. Calm down, God. She is so conceited. Like, she has to be in every video that I'm in. You gotta stop. You guys have to get along. See, the thing is, flat pattern making and draping, they don't get along sometimes. They be acting like one is better than the other. The thing is, they kind of need each other. Ugh. Can I finish this video? Thank you. So as I was saying, let's say Classy came to me and she wanted me to make her a shirt. And I'm like, sure, I'll take your measurements. So I take all her measurements. I take her bust, her waist, and all the measurements up here. Not down here because she just wants a shirt. From there, I go into my pattern section and I look for a pattern that's close to her measurements, which is a size 14. The bust here is 39. The waist here is 32. Her bust is 38 and her waist is 30. This is the closest one to her measurements. Size 16 would be too big and a size 12 will be too tight. What do you do next? Well, you can either take her measurements, put it on this paper, and tweak it from here. So that when you put this on her body, you don't have to do that much fitting. Or the other way is what a lot of designers do. They take this pattern, exactly what it is, size 14, and they put it on this fabric. This fabric is for practicing, testing your designs, and also your fitting. So you basically put this on the fabric and you put it on classy. Then you do your fitting. Once your fitting is done and your corrections are done from your pencil or your marker, you take it off and you put it on a paper flat and you trace the design and it becomes a pattern. And this is how it looks. This is the front and this is the back. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you the difference between the standard pattern and the custom. Do you see the difference, designers? Right here, I had to add some. Over here, I had to take off. I had to take off here, here, and here. As you can see, Classy's dart is different from the standard. See, it's over here. If I move this over just a little bit, this is her bust point. But for the standard, it's up here. Can you see it? That line right there. So her bust is a little down than the standard. This is the bust point right here. On the standard, it's over here. I had to move it in a little bit and down. Now when you change the armhole, and what I mean by that is, let's give an example. Her across chest, right? From here to underneath your underarm, the corner of your underarm. Let's say that is a little bit further than the standard. It will come out here. Whenever you change the size of the armhole, you have to change it on the sleeve pattern. So if you change in the front, this is the front. If you change in the back, this is the back. Remember, once a standard pattern goes on a real body, it becomes what? It becomes what? I can't hear you. That's right, you got it right. Custom. Okay, designers, this is the end of the video. The next video will be about how to make this pattern. And if you guys have any questions or you need help with something, if I can help, I will make a video for it so we can go from there. Don't forget to practice, practice, practice. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah.